First off, tell us your name and title.
My name is Michael Jones, and I am the co-founding partner of SO Incorporated, which stands for Serving Others Worldwide.
Tell me a little bit about SRO.
SO is a nonprofit corporation that was started 2 years ago by Brad Dillard, Matt Campbell, Willie Mack, and myself to provide some empowerment and just encouragement to some of these people who have nothing and no hope. And we give them a place to go and a way to feel involved to help them get back on their feet.
Tell me a little bit how you got into this business.
It started one morning in June on a run along the levee in downtown Rome on 2nd Avenue, where while I was feeling particularly lazy, looked down at the pavilion and saw Willie Mack and a couple of other guys sitting there. And we started talking, and I, after a few minutes, found out that they were homeless and needed some hot water, or needed some cold water because it was the middle of June. And so I went home and got an empty milk jug and washed it out and got some ice cubes and brought it back and talked a few more minutes and said, okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow. So I came back the next day, and there was a few more people, and the next day and a few more people. And finally, I had the courage to ask, all right, what am I dealing with here? How many people are there? And he said there's hundreds, and I just couldn't believe it.
We talked about, just the blessed feeling you get from helping the homeless and the homeless community, but we also talked about financially, the benefits for the taxpayer it is. Tell us a little bit about that.
Every time a homeless person is incarcerated for trespassing or loitering or any sort of thing, the minimum amount that it costs taxpayers is $9,000, and that's the first offense. Every time after that, it goes up exponentially in number. And the simple fact of giving them a place to go during the day that they can be, that's a safe environment for them, the chance for them to get some help with something, the chance to speak with a counselor or a pastor or a friend. Every time we avoid somebody getting arrested, that saves taxpayers money. So we started it in part as kind of an experiment, but now it's transformed into this day shelter where people can come for all sorts of services. So it's very cool.
What is the hardest part about this position?
You have to be very. I think all of us have compassionate hearts, and that way we've always been very mindful of trying to do what was best for people and be selfless. But I'd say that the hardest thing about it is laying it down at the end of the day. It's very hard to go home to your house and know that, I should have brought like 50 people with me to the house, to sleep or whatnot. But the hardest thing is laying it down, because you can't carry your job home with you, or you'll never be sane, So that's been something that's been hard for me to learn.
And you talked about you said you're married. How is that in your married life or your wife?
My wife is a kindergarten teacher, so by nature she's a very patient and compassionate person. Otherwise, she couldn't have married me. But she's completely on board with it. She comes up here every chance she gets and helps out, and all of our wives, for that matter, are that way. And many of the people that we help, there's just sometimes they ask me, "What can I do to help you? What can I do to help you?" And sometimes we don't even have anything for them to do.
As far as you personally, you said you hadn't always been, I guess you would call this missionary work, but you traveled, you sung,
I used to be a musician, and I traveled a lot, and because of my experiences traveling, you get to meet a lot of different types of people, and so imagine my surprise when I moved back to Rome and find out that there's a problem with the homeless situation. I was born and raised here, so I just can't fathom while I'm going through this in my mind that there was a problem with the homeless situation, but it was a blessing, and I really, really enjoyed traveling and singing a lot. And I met a lot of famous people and did a lot of really, really cool things. But for all the money and all the accolade and all that sort of stuff, I can tell you that even though I haven't made a penny from doing this in 2 years, I am definitely a much happier person. And even though it's very stressful, I feel much more rewarded than I ever have for anything I ever did, traveling or singing or anything like that. So,
what is it about the Rome and Coosa Valley area that you said, this is what I want to do, this is why I want to give back?
It's where I was from. They say that people, they go where they know. That's a saying that I heard a lot, and so it's just been very easy for me to come back here and find a niche, a way that I can help in my local economy, because people are all the time preaching, shop local and all these sorts of things, and the situation and the solution has to start with people doing the right thing. It just does. It's too late in the day. It's too late in the year. It's too late in the decade for people to for people to just continue doing the same thing. Obviously, that's gotten us nowhere, and change is paramount. We have to have change. That's the only thing that's going to be constant in the next, in my mind, in the next several years and decades of life as we go along. It's just so much is uncertain with the economy and with people's lives, and it's just very important that people are willing to put their money where their mouth is. And I thought, why not start with me? So.
Contact information, volunteer help. What can someone do if they want to get involved?
You can show up at 217 North 5th Avenue where the day shelter is. You can email me at mike@sowcorporation.com. That's SOWcorporation.com. Check out the website. We're on Facebook. We're on MySpace. Feel free to call us 706-676-2821. And just leave a message. If we don't answer, we get a lot of calls. But we'll certainly get back to you as soon as we can.